Hello, dear students. Let us start with this session number 1 of the unit 1, that is Introduction to AI. And in this Introduction to AI, this session 1 is dedicated to the foundational concepts of artificial intelligence. So, this is the first session of the first unit. So, the key concepts that will be discussed in this session are the basic definition of intelligence, role of intelligence in our lives, then types of intelligence, then we will come to decision making, and at the end, we will see what is AI and what is not AI. So, to begin with, we have an example about the intelligence. So, the learning of a baby can directly be related to the term intelligence. Like a baby that feels and understands the cold, warmth, light, darkness, and as they grow, they start understanding many more things like sounds, moods, colors, pictures. So, this is intelligence. So, to define the term intelligence, we can have this definition that you can see here. This is the proper definition of intelligence. Intelligence refers to the ability to understand, distinguish, question things, objects, feelings, situations, people, along with acquiring and applying knowledge and skills in various domains. So, intelligence can be divided into various parts. Like, first step is to understand the concept. Then, after understanding the concept, you can distinguish between the concepts. And after you got the power to distinguish, you will have some doubts. So you will raise questions about things, objects, feelings, or situation or people. And at the end, after acquiring the knowledge, you will apply them in various domains of your life. जैसे in your mathematical exercises, whenever you study a new concept, first you are given with the detailed theory of about that concept of maths or science. After going through the concepts, you are given some examples so that you can distinguish them. Then, after examples, you are given the unsolved questions so that you can apply your acquired knowledge in those questions and you can solve them so that you can check the level of knowledge gained by you. So, this is the process of intelligence. First, you have to understand, then, you have to distinguish, then you question, and then you apply the knowledge gained in various domains. So, this is the intelligence definition that you will have to write in your question as part of the answer. Now, any person or anything that has the quality of understanding, distinguishing, questioning, and applying the knowledge is termed as intelligent. It can be a human, or an animal, or a machine. So, whenever you term a thing as intelligent, then you have to check whether they possess these qualities or not. So, next concept is to role of intelligence in our lives. So, as we have discussed that a baby, the life of a baby from his childhood to adulthood can be seen as a perfect example of intelligence. First, he observes, then he learns, he adds on many things, on his own. Similarly, we also depict many intelligence in our life. We have studied about the incidents of the rabbit and the lion. You know the story. Here, the rabbit displays his intelligence, that is cleverness, that is a form of intelligence, to save his own and others' lives. Similarly, the very old story of the thirsty crow is also an example of smartness, that is another form of intelligence. So, like these stories, we also apply the different forms of intelligence in our lives. So, first you have to understand the basic definition of intelligence, and then we will move forward to our next. So, intelligence can be of a quality of anyone, humans, animal, birds, and even machines. Now we come to the types of intelligence. So, intelligence can be of various forms. In 1983, an American developmental psychologist, Howard Gardner, kindly remember this name, Howard Gardner, has described 9 types of intelligence. The first intelligence, according to his description, is number one is naturalist intelligence. It can also be termed as environmental skills. So, what is naturalist intelligence? It is the ability to identify and categorize among living things, so that you can identify and categorize living things as well as understanding other features of natural world. Okay, so if you are able to interact and able to distinguish or identify natural living things and their other features of nature, then you will be having naturalist intelligence. Second one is musical intelligence. So it is the ability to differentiate between pitch, rhythm, timbre, tone. So a person having this intelligence can recognize, create, reproduce, and reflect on music. So the music composers, conductors, musicians, vocalists, these are some examples of the people having musical intelligence. Like the great Ravi Shankar, A.R. Rahman, Ustad Zakir Hussain. These are some examples of persons having musical intelligence. The third category is logical and mathematical intelligence. So, this intelligence has the ability to calculate, quantify. That means you can have a good command over mathematical operations and reasoning skills. Example, Dr. Neena Gupta was awarded Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar Prize in 2019 at the age of 35 as she solved 70-year-old mathematic puzzle called the Zariski cancellation problem. So she was having logical and mathematical intelligence. Okay. Fourth is existential intelligence, or it can be termed as religious and spiritual skills. So the person, those have the religious skills or spiritual skills that can reason about the human existence, what is the meaning of life, why we die, and how we got here. These type of things, which are spiritual, religious, these are called existential intelligence. That talk about the existence of human beings and their lives. Okay, so India is a land of these type of intelligent people. Fifth one is very important, that is interpersonal intelligence, or it can be termed as people skills. So if you have the ability to interact with other peoples efficiently, that includes effective communication that we have already discussed in part A, and sensitivity to the moods and temperature of others, and you have the ability to understand multiple perspectives of communication, then it is called interpersonal skills. When you have the quality to interact with other people very efficiently, you can understand them and you can convey them what you think. Sixth one is bodily kinesthetics intelligence. It is a combination of mind and body skills. So it includes physical skills, having right timing with mind and body union. So where you apply the unity of mind and body, that is bodily kinesthetic intelligence. Athletes, dancers, surgeons, and craft people, these are the examples of people having bodily kinesthetic intelligence. For example, here the example of great sportsman of India, the Olympian Neeraj Chopra has been given. It is an example of bodily kinesthetic intelligence. Seventh is linguistic intelligence. That is the skill of language processing. So, if you have this quality to think in words and to use language to express and appreciate complex meanings, then this intelligence can be present. For example, poets, novelists, journalists, public speaker, influencers, motivators, these are the people having this linguistic intelligence. Okay. Then eighth is intrapersonal. You have to differentiate between the term intra and inter. Well, the fifth one was interpersonal intelligence. This one is intrapersonal. Whenever the term intra comes into place, that means within yourself. So, intrapersonal intelligence means the ability to understand oneself and one's own thoughts and feelings. So, if you can look inside you and you can search inside yourself, you can talk to yourself. Okay, this is called intrapersonal intelligence. This form of intelligence is evident in psychologists, spiritual leaders, philosophers. They are having intrapersonal intelligence. And the ninth one is spatial intelligence, or it can be termed as visual world perceiving skills. So, this intelligence makes good use of three dimensional mental imaginary, 3D reasoning, image manipulation, graphical and artistic skills. Okay, so the designers that design various types of sports cars, sports bike, various logos, these people do have these spatial intelligence in which you can visualize things and draw them. For example, sailors, pilots, sculptors, painters, architects, these are said to have this spatial intelligence. So you must understand all these nine types of intelligence, and the question in your exam may come to discuss any four types of intelligence or five type of intelligence. So you must learn all of these. You should understand, and you should be able to write few words, few lines about all these nines, and you can select four or five out of these that you have completely understood and you are able to explain them. Okay, so this is the diagram which depicts all these nine type of intelligence. So first you have to understand all nine of these, and such that you should write a few lines, about 2 3 lines about all of them. Okay, next, after discussing the types of intelligence, we come to our next topic, that is decision making. So this decision making is part of our life from birth to death. We have to make decisions whenever we have some choices, then we have to make a decision. And the decision making is directly related to intelligence, because without inspecting all the available options, we cannot decide which one to choose. So, we have to apply intelligence while we make a decision. For example, let us take the scenario of Kaun Banega Crorepati when you are presented with four options of a question. Then what we do? We analyze all the four options. We apply our previous knowledge, that is called intelligence. So we use our intelligence to identify the best option. Okay, we eliminate the options that are not possible, and then we come to a conclusion that we should select this option. Okay, option A, B, C, D, any one of it. But if we have some doubt, then we have given some lifelines. But while using the lifelines, we also have to make a decision which lifeline to choose. If you think that it is an easy question and people sitting here may know it, then you can use audience poll. But if it is a tough question, then you can choose expert advice. Okay, so to choose your option, you have to apply intelligence. Okay, you might have seen in many episodes of Konmane Gurupati that people do not choose the best option even in the lifelines. So at that time, your mind says to you, oh my god, what mistake that they have done. They should have gone with expert advice in this question or 50-50 in this question. Okay, so whenever you have some choices, you have to apply your intelligence. Okay, some examples have been given here. When you go to a restaurant, you have the menu, so you decide which one to choose. Maybe on your mood, okay, on uh, the moods of the choice of people sitting with you. So all this is a part of decision making. So decision making is the process of identifying and picking a final choice, a final action, or final belief from for a need from an available set of choices. But after carefully assessing all the available options. Okay, so you first have to assess all the available options, then you choose your final action. Okay, whenever the military starts an operation, they discuss various types of possibilities that they can plan. And after discussing all of them, they pick the final action. Okay. So in decision making, first you have to analyze all the given options, applying your intelligence, and then you pick the final action. Okay. So role of intelligence in decision making is very important, as you have to analyze the given options, you have to apply your intelligence. Okay, so in order to make good decision, we need proper information about the situation, available factors, the challenges, and then we select the final one. And for this, we must apply intelligence. Okay, so for this we require the data that is available with us. We gather data, then we correlate the data, then we uh, check our past experiences of those things. Okay, then we have the options, then we remove the options that are not possible, then we select our final option. Okay, so intelligence is very important in decision making. So this figure depicts the role of intelligence in decision making. First is to identify the problem, then identify the alternatives, then we evaluate each choice, that is, choose among the alternatives, then we implement the chosen solution, and then we evaluate the decision. And this process is repeated if required. Okay, so this diagram shows you the role of intelligence in decision making. Some examples are given for activity. This is a picture, and you have to find which is not a real person. So, if we examine it, the person in the middle does not have a shadow. So, this one is this will be not a real person. So, this is because we applied our intelligence that the real things have shadows. The next scenario has been given that a person has lost his watch, and on announcement, three people come to claim the watch: Henry, Justin, and Kevin. But you can see that Kevin is blind, so he is not interested with the watch. And if you see Justin, he has a 10 of watch in his hand. So this means this watch belongs to Justin. So this is applying intelligence for decision making. Now we come to very important part of this session number 1, that is, what is AI? After understanding the concept of intelligence, we come to artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence refers to the ability of a human made interface. It should be human made, it can be a machine, or it can be an application, that is called app, to mimic human like intelligence. Okay, so the ability of a human made interface to mimic human like intelligence is called artificial intelligence. And what is human like intelligence? It is reasoning and integration of knowledge. Okay, so this is artificial intelligence. So if a human made interface can mimic human like intelligence, then it is termed as artificial intelligence. Okay, so we can see the examples of Siri and Alexa. These are the voice assistants. Okay, self-driven cars by Tesla are very popular these days in foreign. So this is an example of artificial intelligence. So the artificial intelligent systems, what they can do, they can discover patterns, like they can have the data of weather, and then they can forecast the weather for you. Okay, nowadays the weather forecast is very accurate. Next, the AI can make decision by picking up the available options, like the robot may check the obstacles, and then he can decide that he has to run or he has to crawl. Okay, like self-driven cars have to make various decisions: which turn to take, when to accelerate, when to stop, like this. And we also have video intelligent machines that can analyze images. Okay, so all these things can be done using artificial intelligence. So we have discussed various terms related to artificial intelligence, but to identify where is AI, where AI is not, then we have to understand what is AI is not. Okay. So here we can have an example where we call the machines as automatic. Okay. So you must have to understand the difference between automatic machine and AI based machines. Automatic machines have fixed number of options with them. For example, automatic washing machines. They have fixed modes of washing. You have to select the modes from the given options. But an artificially intelligent washing machine will decide the mode by itself, depending upon various features. So you do not have to select anything. It will just select it the mode, perfect mode by on its own. So then you call it AI based washing machine. But if it has the options predefined and you can only select from those given options, then it is automatic. Okay, so you have to understand between automatic and AI based machines. Example, a smart washing machine can perform its repetitive work smartly and automatically. Okay, but it is not artificially intelligent as it cannot make decision or learn from past mistakes, and it also needs human intervention. Okay, so AI is not just automation, it has to be intelligence. So let us discuss another example. Like a smart TV or a smart AC can perform repetitive tasks, but unless it involves decision making, then we cannot term those appliances as intelligent. Okay, so you have to understand between device and AI device. Second point, that is, AI is not a single entity. It is a synchronous use of various programs, the data stored in it, the feedback received after each event, and improvisation. It is very important. You have to improvise. So, there will be various programs working on the background. A lot of data has to be there about the situation so that the machine can analyze it and it can choose or decide amongst the options. Then, after each result, it has to be given a feedback so that it can correct itself in the next event, and it has to improvise. Third, AI is not emotions because humans have emotional intelligence, but AI is not having this emotional intelligence. Okay, so they cannot empathize like humans. And also the fourth point, that AI is not a magic. Okay, it is just a math and algorithm. The algorithm means the process that has been stored in that AI machine and the data that has been stored, and then it applies the mathematical calculations. Then it delivers you the result. Okay, so it is not a digital magic. It is all based on data and calculation. Okay, so without data and feedback, AI cannot survive. So let us see what AI system can't do. The first point is they cannot completely understand the natural language. That means natural language means that we speak like Hindi, English, Sanskrit. These are the natural languages. Surfing the web is a bit of problem. Interpreting an arbitrary visual scene, learning a natural language up to 100% efficiency, play well, okay, constructing a real plan for real time domains, and they cannot perform lifelong learning. So these are some restrictions of AI based machines. So, after discussing all these topics, you might have some doubts like how machines become intelligent. Okay, so the artificial intelligence has these following branches that deals with making the machine intelligent. The first one is machine learning. Okay, please pay attention on the terms machine learning. So it is a branch of AI that teaches a machine how to make decisions based on their past experience or the data that has been given into the machine. Then the second one is deep learning. So this branch, it processes the inputs through various layers and it classifies the outcome. Then we have neural networks. Neural network is like the human mind. If you know about human mind, that we have neurons inside us that store the data that we call our memory. Similarly, the scientists try to develop that neural networks in the machines so that they can capture the data and the relationship and then they can process them. Next is NLP, natural language processing, that is that you have have experienced through Alexa, Siri. These are the applications using NLP. So through this, a machine tries to read, understand, and interpret in a natural language, and it also gives or generates response in the natural language. And the last one is computer vision. So the part of AI that deals with visual things is called computer vision. It helps the machines to recognize an image and then do the calculation on the image. So this figure gives you the complete story about artificial intelligence and its subparts. Deep learning, NLP, machine learning, neural networks, computer vision. And machine learning is further divided into supervised learning, unsupervised learning, reinforcement learning, and semi supervised learning. All these concepts will be discussed in detail in the upcoming chapters, and you will have the chance to get the knowledge about all of these. Okay. So, in artificial intelligence, machines keep updating and learning from the data given to them. That is called training data. And with the use of the algorithm or the processes that has been inbuilt in those machines, they generate results or they apply their intelligence. Okay. So the machines learn with data, the algorithm, and the feedback they get after their operation. So feedback is very important. The data is very important because without data they will not do anything. All their actions are based on data. So like the weather forecasting system is so accurate because we have put the weather data of many years, many decades in them. Then they are able to assess that those information and then they give accurate forecast. Okay. So with this, we come to the end of this session number 1. And here are few questions with which you can check your progress, what you have learned. So try these questions by yourself, and these are very easy, and you might get some questions out of these also only in your examinations. So try to solve these questions and check your performance. If you are not able to perform well, then revise the session and come again with the questions, and you will definitely perform well. So, here the types of intelligence has been dealt in detail. So various questions are there for your practice. 23 questions. Then we have competency based questions that are very useful for you, and these are generally asked in CBSE board examinations. They are based on some scenarios. So try these questions and you will definitely be well versed with all these concepts that we have discussed in this session number 1. At the end, you have a very detailed scenario in which you have to select the best option. Yeah, very interesting questions for you. Do try these questions by your own. So after you have tried all these questions, I will be sharing with you the solutions to these so that you can check. So these are the revision points that we have already discussed. So with this, we come to the end of this session number 1, which I think will prove to be very fruitful one for you, and you have learned many things as it is the first session in this part of artificial intelligence for class 10th, and I will be with you in the next session.